Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that was a bit loud. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Startup Showcase 2022 will start in 5 minutes, 4 minutes and 20 seconds. So please take your seats. Thank you. Ladies and Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2022 Regional Accelerator Showcase event. It's wonderful to see you all here. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to those in the room, and we're also saying welcome to those people who are joining us at home watching live over the internet. And it's wonderful that you can join us to celebrate all the entrepreneurs that have been through this program, but also to hear a little bit about the innovations and the products and services which they are about to launch onto the market, and they're being showcased here for you this evening. Isn't it great to be out and about once again? It's fantastic to see you all here. My wife is delighted that I am out and about once again after spending all that time at home sitting in front of the screen as we have all been. And it's been great because campus is vibrant again. The students are back, so I've loved being on campus. Been at the One Tech Hub, and we're having events and things in there, and there's lots of people buzzing around the Tech Hub as well. I was at the Northern Star Business Awards. I think a number of you were there. I think I remember seeing a number of you there, and that was a fantastic event. And I think now, we don't take this for granted maybe as much as we used to. And I think with everything that's going on in the world today, it's worth just pausing for a second to appreciate being together once again. Now, I can't believe, actually, that it was 3 years ago that I stood in this very spot and presented with Edward and presented the 2019 Startup Showcase. And again, I think some of you were at that, and some of you in the audience actually stood on this stage and pitched on that day. But since then, we've actually done a number of accelerators. So this is our fourth accelerator. And we had two which were fairly disrupted by the pandemic. The 2020 accelerator actually started as a physical accelerator, and then we moved online. The 2021 accelerator program that we did was completely virtual. But that virtual accelerator certainly didn't dilute or extinguish the entrepreneurial spirit of those individuals that went through that program. And we're delighted that most of them went on to create real positive impact in the regional economy, which is fantastic. They started new ventures, they created jobs, they created products and services, they got investment, which was fantastic, and they made sales. They're cutting revenue, which was brilliant. And it wasn't just the economic value that they were contributing, but they made a huge contribution to the cultural and social fabric of the northeast of Scotland. And I'd like to just give them a round of applause because they're not here today. So, as I said, this is our fourth accelerator. We have had 94 startups go through those accelerator. And I look back, 181 entrepreneurs have been supported through that accelerator. And again, a number of them are in the audience today. I just wanted to talk a little bit about one of those founders, which was Lucy Fisher. And I'm going to embarrass her because I know that she's in the audience today. So can you give us a wave, Lucy? She's with her mum. There she is. Yeah, hi, Lucy. So Lucy is the founder of a company called Knit It. And Knit It aims to inspire a new generation of knitters through digital technologies, which is amazing. And she's gone on to great success. Just 2 weeks ago, I think possibly 3 weeks ago, she was down in Edinburgh picking up the Young Scot Award for Enterprise. And that was on the back of being awarded the Innovate UK Young Innovators Award and also winning the Creative Converged Award last year. So she's gone on to do some fantastic things. It goes from strength to strength. The other person, I don't think they're here today, is this gentleman. Some of you know who this gentleman is. He's Ken Morrow. He is the CEO of Hydro Wheel. He might be watching online. If you are, Ken, hello. Thank you for watching. But Ken is doing great things. So Hydro Wheel is an inflatable wheel which is generating accessible, clean, and affordable electricity for rural and remote communities. And again, he's gone on to do some great things. He won the SSE Net Zero Award at the Converge 2021. He also got onto the Michelin Innovation Challenge. I think it was the inaugural Michelin Innovation Challenge down in Dundee. And I believe he has been nominated for a Net Zero Award for the Elevator Awards and is a finalist on this year's Converge Scotland. So can we give a round of applause maybe just to Lucy and Ken? But I could have told you about a dozen, 2 dozen of companies that have come through our accelerator. TL Tech, Archilink, TrackGensis. There's so many to talk about, and I'm pleased to see that some of them have joined us today, which is great. And I hope that working in partnership with Opportunity Northeast, with the councils, with Codebase, we can continue to support that ecosystem, and hopefully some of the people, the entrepreneurs in this room, will go on to be successful, create jobs, and create real vibrancy across the northeast of Scotland. So, I need to move on. Thank you to all our funders. We'll be talking a little bit about our funders at the end and thanking them, but this has been funded by a number of people, which I'd like to thank. But let's move straight on. I would like to introduce now onto the stage the Principal and Vice Chancellor of Robert Gordon University, Professor Steve Olivier, to say a few words of welcome. Thank you, Steve.
Good evening, everyone. In 2019, Chris was saying when he was standing up here, roughly around that time, I was working at another university, and I was present at a presentation by RGU of the Accelerator program. And I was hugely envious and jealous, in fact. Now I'm here, so I'm really proud. It's a wonderful event, wonderful program, and this event tonight, I think, is one of the highlights of the university calendar. So thank you all for being here, and well done. What the program does is support early-stage innovators. It grows entrepreneurial activity and ventures, and really importantly, of course, it delivers economic benefits, not just to the region and beyond. As Chris said, this is the 4th cohort, has supported 94 startup businesses. There are some thanks to be made, and forgive me if I miss some of them out. I'm sure Chris will cover those. Scottish Government, the Scottish Funding Council, through the, and I always mess this up, so forgive me, North East Economic Recovery and Skills Fund. I think I got that right. And of course, Opportunity Northeast, so thank you all. It's a wide range of areas covered, as you'll have seen, walking around, and I'll mention just very few of those: clean energy, vertical farming, health data tracking, educational software, and ethical and sustainable fashion, plus many more. I think what the activity here demonstrates, it chimes brilliantly with the refreshed strategy that we have just had approved by the university board in particular areas of enterprise, innovation, and the spirit of curiosity, because that's where it starts, with that spirit of curiosity. The last thing I need to do tonight then is just to give an introduction to a video that you're about to see from Jamie Hepburn, who kindly agreed to record this. Jamie is the Minister for Higher Education, Further Education, Youth Employment and Training.
Good evening, everyone. I'm sorry I can't be with you in person, but it's great to be able to welcome you, if only by video, to this Startup Showcase event being held by the Robert Gordon University. This evening presents a fantastic opportunity for potential investors to hear about an exciting group of startups in the North East, but also for those promising new businesses to secure further support to help their enterprises grow. This year's cohort of startups has been funded through the North East Economic Recovery and Skills Fund. This is a £14.3 million package of funding from the Scottish Government for the North East, which is sought to help mitigate the dual impact of the COVID-19 pandemic and the downturn in oil and gas. Back in March, I had the pleasure of meeting the partners involved in a diverse range of projects being delivered through the fund. Hearing about the success stories and indeed areas where there have been challenges really brought the programme to life. One of the unique aspects of this Skills Fund has been the increased focus on entrepreneurship across the programme. This recognises the important links between skills and enterprise and securing good new jobs and driving productivity in the region. This RGU project is one of a number running to help more individuals develop the skills needed to successfully start and grow their businesses across a wide range of sectors. Entrepreneurship is also at the heart of our recently published National Strategy for Economic Transformation, which sets out our priorities for Scotland's economy, as well as the actions needed to maximise the opportunities to achieve a well-being economy. The strategy highlights the importance of having a skilled workforce with individuals able to upskill and retrain throughout their working lives. There are 3 projects and related actions which support this laid out in the strategy. We will adapt the education and skill system to make it more agile and responsive to our economic needs and ambitions. We will support and incentivise people and their employers to invest in skills and training throughout their working lives. And we will expand Scotland's available talent pool at all skills levels to give employers the skills pipeline they need to take advantage of future opportunities. Action all these is underway now, and learning from the North East Economic Recovery and Skills Fund programmes will feed into the development of our future skills offer. As Scotland emerges from COVID-19 and looks towards future economic prosperity, our colleges and universities have a key role to play in rebuilding our economy and enabling people to upskill and retrain as job roles change and new jobs emerge. They will be pivotal to helping deliver the ambition set out in the National Strategy for Economic Transformation. Colleges and universities will be instrumental in our economic recovery strategy, working with the small and medium-sized enterprise base, upskilling and reskilling, and fulfilling their civic roles as local anchor institutions. Alongside a skilled workforce, the need to create a culture in which entrepreneurship is encouraged, supported and celebrated is a clear priority within the strategy. Our aim is to establish Scotland as a world-class entrepreneurial nation, recognised as one of the best countries to start and grow a business. We're building from a good base. The performance of Scotland's young entrepreneurs has been growing strongly over the past few years, and I'm pleased to say outperforming other parts of the United Kingdom. It's now important that we build on this and deliver entrepreneurial mindsets within education and indeed beyond. Universities across Scotland already have a strong reputation for supporting entrepreneurship and business startups. So there's much we can build upon. As part of the implementation of the strategy, we will work with the Scottish Funding Council and other partners in universities and colleges to establish university campuses as hotbeds of startup creation. Having run successfully for 3 years now, programmes like the RGU Startup Accelerator are excellent foundations for this work. As a result of this year's North East funding and working with Opportunity North East, they have been able to open it out to anyone living in the North East of Scotland and apply for the first time ever. It's selected from over 200 applicants. This has allowed 36 entrepreneurial startups to commence the programme in January. Tonight's event celebrates a pipeline of startups and scale-ups that have the potential to go on to create skilled jobs, to drive increased productivity, to improve services, to increase efficiency and to develop and deploy new products and services. Importantly, they can also diffuse innovation across the wider economy. So I'll end by welcoming you again to this evening's RGU Startup Showcase 2022. For potential investors here this evening, I hope the event is both interesting and fruitful. To the startups showcasing their businesses, I hope this evening represents the beginning of a long and successful journey for you as founders of thriving enterprises. Thank you.
So thank you very much to Principal Steve Olivier and to Minister Jamie Hepburn. So, as the singer Pink once said, let's get this party started. And we can't start, of course, without a host who's going to navigate us through the schedule. And who better to host a Startup Showcase event than our very own, the incomparable Mr. Edward Pollock.
Thank you very much, Chris, and hello to everyone. Welcome to today's online Startup Showcase event 2022.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Well, I'm getting everyone energized and excited for the presentations coming up.
No, I mean, what are you doing at home? You shouldn't be at home. This is a live event. We're at the Sandman Signature Hotel. Why are you there? We've got 250 people in the room.
Oh, I'm not sure I got that memo. I thought it was online like the last few years.
No, Edward, we decided that weeks ago. That Aisha's here, Candace's here, Sally, Graham, the whole team are here, and we've got all the entrepreneurs here as well. You'll need to get here quick.
Okay, right. I'll be there as soon as I can, I promise. Sorry.
I do apologise, ladies and gentlemen. very shortly. Oh, we need to get his dog around this car. Oh, he's on his way. He's on his way. Drive fast, Edward. Oh, yes, here he comes. I think he's nearly at the hotel. Yes, here he comes. Right, come on. Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen. Please give up your host for tonight, Mr. Edward Pollock. Woo! You made it. You made it. Well done. Good to see you. Yes, okay.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Startup Showcase. Are we excited? 5 months of hard work. These teams have been working away, and we are finally here today to see which teams will be walking away with cash prizes. So, without further ado, I better get some introductions going on. So, get comfortable. For those watching at home, thank you so much for joining us all around the world. Feel free to get your snacks ready. And the plan for today is that we need to go through a number of pitches. So we're going to hear 5 pitches in a row. Then we're going to have a very brief comfort break. And then after that, we're going to go on for another 4 pitches. And addition to the 9 finalists, we're also going to have some showcase videos, because all of the teams that you've seen in the exhibition are also going to be showcasing themselves through some 30-second clips. And they're going to have the chance to win some fantastic prizes. But to give out some of those prizes, we need some amazing judges. So please give a round of applause for our judges for this evening. We have Danella Beaton, Vice Principal of Economic Development at Robert Gordon University. We have Luca Carodi, Innovation Network Manager at the Net Zero Technology Centre. We have Jen Scott, who's the Senior Digital Development Manager at Opportunity Northeast. And we have Stephen Coleman, CEO and founder of Codebase. Now, our judges have a tough decision to make tonight because there is about £80,000 worth of prize money to be won by the teams tonight, including those who are exhibiting here today. The range of prizes that the judges will be deciding include the Climate Impact Award at a £15,000 prize pot, the Regional Impact Award, again £15,000, and the Innovation Impact Award. And now any of those awards for any of the 9 teams could also receive a 5K top-up with a total prize of £20,000 to one of those teams. So lots for the teams on the stage to be thinking about, no pressure. Not only that, there's plenty of other awards up for grabs for those who aren't in the finalists. We have our Showcase Experience Awards for the best exhibition experience created at the event. We've got the Showcase Video Awards, and we've got a Recognition Award. And don't worry, you get the chance to get involved too, because the audience in the room and the audience at home get the chance to vote for their favourite team to win the Audience Choice Award and £10,000 as part of that competition. So make sure you're involved. If you haven't connected to the Wi-Fi already, I believe the password is Book Direct, but colleagues will be able to advise on that. So at some point, you'll need to get connected to that. If you're watching at home, please make sure you're going to rg.ac.uk/startup showcase to be aware for that vote. And of course, share all of your photos and celebrations with hashtag Startup Showcase and tag at RGU Innovation or at RGU. Okay, are we ready to get started? Yes. Okay, so our first team this evening can often be found camped out at one tech hub working away, or often having come back from a complex dig that they've been working on. Please welcome to the stage David and Matthew from Habitat People.
When was the last time you walked through a wildflower meadow? Took the time to hear the buzzing of the bees, or smell the flowers. Perhaps you're with your family or just out walking your dog. Sadly, these habitats are under more threat than ever before, with 97% of them having been lost over the past century. Our conservation and land management business is changing that. I'm sure you all remember the terrible storms of last winter, the damage to land, property, and businesses. Climate change is really hitting home. Given the scale of climate change and the damage that's being caused, we need to think big and we need to act now. Our business has created a unique carbon offsetting system to help businesses to reach their net zero goals. We are told by our customers that we sell them hope.
The Habitat people started in mid-2019 as a sole trader, this guy, and has since evolved into a 3-person team. The lovely faces you can now see above you. We work with a range of private landowners and businesses to improve biodiversity on their land. In 2021, we converted 22 hectares, that is a lot of hectares, into biodiverse, rich space. Everything from farms to business parks and even small gardens.
Our customers tell us that they feel empowered to make a difference and fight climate change in their local environment. And you may be wondering, well, how do we go about doing that? It's often confusing and difficult for businesses and individuals to know how to reach net zero in an effective and affordable manner. Well, you may be thinking, okay, well, let's plant some trees. You may be surprised to know that trees store 70% of the CO2 they store in the soil, in the root networks, and in the ground, in the complex interactions with fungi. But many other habitats do that too. And what we're saying is, actually, there are many, many reasons why we should be planting other habitats as well. They can mature faster. It can take 20 years for a woodland to reach full maturity. A meadow, we can get going in just 3.
And that is why we have created a nationally unique offsetting system using different habitats to store carbon in the soil. By increasing meadow and wetland in the northeast, we can provide carbon credits to firms wanting to reach net zero in an accessible and transparent way. A major benefit of working with us is we can allow our customers to know and visit our sites. Currently, most offsets happen overseas or in unnamed locations in the UK. Our customers can physically see our sites, and we will help them to understand what we're doing by providing educational opportunities and business team building exercises on our sites. Customers that pre-order with us will be able to help us plant our initial 9.7 hectare site at Peterhead. This is part of a pre-order package, which, if you're interested in, please do talk to one of us about afterwards.
This site at Peterhead is very important. It's intrinsically tied to a local community woodland just to the south, which at the moment would have been struggling. It's a very important part of the community, and we're helping to support keep it going. And as you can see, Peterhead itself is just to the east, so the local community can make use of enjoying this lovely new green space.
But why work with us? Well, we've already created a lot of habitat for a variety of reasons other than biodiversity gain, from improved aesthetics to energizing working environments. Access to natural habitat has been proven to positively increase staff mental health and productivity, but also financially. It's much cheaper to have a beautiful and interesting wildflower meadow than mown lawn or other formal garden space. So developers and site managers can cut costs and gain a lot by working with us. And now we're helping our customers and clients to also tackle climate change with our quality assured, biodiversity rich, carbon offsetting service.
But we want to make a big impact regionally. And as our business is scalable and grows, we want to make that impact national. We have set ourselves the ambitious target of storing 2 million tonnes of CO2 annually by 2027 through creation of our habitats. And we want to contribute to the transition into the green economy, providing a further 17 jobs, again, by 2027. Our job, if you want to help us make that happen, and work with a nature-based climate solution which is local, transparent, and accessible, then I urge you to come and work with us today. Thank you very
guys.
much.
Thank you so much to Habitat people. Well done. First of the night. I think they did a great job there. Now, from saving our planet to saving our homes in the case of disaster, our next team, please welcome to the stage, Kitchen Integrated Fire Suppression System, KIFS.
Good evening, everyone. In June 2011, I was in my final exam session in uni. I was stressed out of my mind, hungry, so I decided to go into the kitchen and put on a pot of rice, thinking, I've got time. I didn't. The next thing I know, the flask starts filling up with smoke. Now, the kitchen was fine, but the pot not so much. To this day, my mother still reminds me of that. Now, since then, there have been approximately 100 fires a day in UK households, half of which are caused by cooking appliances, mainly oven and hob. Apologies. Causes range from anything like distractions to not knowing how to properly use cooking appliances to TikTok trends is the latest one. I'm sure I don't have to explain to anyone the impact this would have on personal safety and property damage. An image speaks 1,000 words. However, this is not isolated just to households. This is the aftermath of a fire caused in Birmingham University last year, caused again by an unattended pan of cooking. Have you noticed it yet? Fire blankets right there. The same year, in only 8% of cases was a fire extinguisher used, and in a quarter of all cases, a smoke alarm was present and it did not work, which brings us down to this underlying issue of when you have a fire, it has to be suppressed and you will have some form of damage. How much damage? This is Bristol University in 2015. 120 students had to be rehomed, and the building was closed down for 2 years. Now, only 3 years prior to that, the building underwent a £4.25 million refurbishment. And then we have, I don't believe any words are necessary. We've read the reports and we've seen the images, and it made for a very difficult read. And I'm sure every person in this room knows what an impact this has had in the UK. I'm Alex. I'm a data scientist in the construction industry. Ashley, my co-founder, is a mechanical engineer with 20 years experience in hydraulic systems, such as sprinkler systems. And together we've designed a kitchen-integrated fire suppression system that can be fitted and retrofitted into any kitchen, irrespective of size, and has received amazing feedback from Fire and Rescue Scotland. This is a standard kitchen, very small, tight, not a lot of space. The unit has been created to be incredibly flexible. All it needs is just a little bit of space somewhere in your kitchen. For example, you can put it in the void underneath your cupboard, which is usually wasted space. You never access it. Or you can put it on top of your cupboard, or you can mount it separately, hide it behind a fascia, whatever works for your specific kitchen. The nozzle sits inside the hood above the cooker. If you're cleaning it, don't worry, you won't trigger it by accident. When there's a fire, the system will automatically trigger itself, releasing water mist. And I know what you're thinking as soon as I said the word water, chip pan fires. Water mist systems are tested and proven highly effective ways of suppressing fires, including chip pan ones. And they produce little to no damage to your furniture. It's almost like when you've taken a hot shower and you have that condensation on the furniture, just a little bit damper. Now, what you may not know is that this kitchen is actually a replica of the one from Grenfell, which just gets to show that we could prevent tragedies like this. We can prevent Bristol, we can prevent Birmingham, we can prevent someone's house burning down because they fell asleep on the sofa while frying something in a pan after they came back from the pub on a weekend. And we should. That's a real story, happened in Potterton outside of Aberdeen a few years back. KIFS, we're an early stage company. We are currently designing the prototype, building the prototype, we're still pricing, and we've had great conversations in our customer discovery, including with one university that's interested in doing a trial once we're in testing. However, this isn't just limited to student accommodation. Whether you're a housing association or a council that caters to vulnerable tenants, whether you're a landlord with multiple tenants, whether you're a homeowner and you have kids and they're learning how to cook, whatever your situation is, at KIFS, we firmly believe that everyone should feel safe in their own home. And our ambition and what we want the company to achieve is bring people peace of mind. Thank you.
Thank you so much to Alex, and also a shout out to Ashley, who is also part of the KIFS team, but can't be here today, and I believe is on a boat somewhere with no internet. So when you look back at this, Ashley, well done. Now, moving on, our next team, if any of you have ever built AI before, I know I haven't, if it's a struggle for you, then maybe our next team might be able to help you out. Please welcome to the stage Darius from YALI Lab.
Hello, everyone. This is me writing my PhD thesis next to the small library I accumulated during the 4 years. This year is the section that covers lithium-ion batteries. And this section covers artificial intelligence and machine learning. During my PhD, I applied artificial intelligence to predict degradation of lithium-ion batteries on board EVs. It took me 2 years to learn, 2 months to learn about lithium-ion batteries, and a year and a half to learn about AI and machine learning, and another year to build an AI model. My co-founder Yanis shares a very similar story. In fact, during our careers as data scientists and during our PhDs, we figured that companies go through the same struggle. Today, only 14% of companies can use AI. And 80% of them take 6 months to deploy an AI model, even with a team of 4 to 6 engineers. We believe that any individual or company should have access to AI tech. I am Darius, data scientist, engineer, and co-founder at YALI Lab. At YALI Lab, we take out the rocket science from artificial intelligence model development and make it feel like building Lego. YALI Lab provides individuals and companies of any size with an assistant tool to build and deploy models in hours, not months, with a team size of just 1 individual. So, what are we building? Let me introduce you to the world's first data science assistant, Prometheus ML. Let's take Julia, for example, an R&D director at a battery design company. Julia and her team designs new batteries every single week. The problem is they have to test these batteries for 12 months to determine the longest lasting design. Julia found out that she could use AI to cut on costs and save time. She aims to build an AI model and replace the testing altogether and just predict the battery degradation using a couple of days of testing. The problem is she has to put together a team of engineers and data scientists, which will cost her company about $500,000 per year. And they will build the model in approximately 6 months. With Prometheus ML, Julia or anyone in her team can build an AI model in a matter of hours. And the best part is, it's priced at £59. And now, I know what you're thinking. How did we end up from 500K to £59 per user per month? Well, Prometheus runs an AI engine in the background that can serve millions of users simultaneously. Remember the Lego analogy? Well, since Prometheus ML is a data science assistant, it will guide Julia through the entire model development, from historical data upload and data visualization, to data preparation, to AI model selection, and finally to model validation. Once validated, models can be deployed by the push of a single button, so forget about machine learning teams. Now, next time Julia or anyone in her team wants to determine if a new battery design is better than a previous one, all she has to do is upload data and press predict. Now, the same logic applies to a whole host of other engineering systems. Oil and gas operators could build AI-powered predictive maintenance models, or agri-tech companies could build an AI model to detect plant disease based on a couple of images. This is why we focused on the engineering market under 2 big umbrellas, predictive maintenance and degradation prediction. and we aim to expand quickly to agri-tech and natural sciences. In fact, we have already received 80 sign-up requests since our pre-launch, and we have 6 active users from users in these industries. In summary, we believe that any individual and any company should be able to build AI without writing code and without the need of an expert data science team. We believe we have a high impact potential. Why? Well, Prometheus ML can build AI models in virtually any industry. Now, we've reached our growth phase, so we need your help to grow faster, and we need to start targeting companies. So if you would like to help us and join our story, just talk to one of us afterwards.
Thank you so much. So while we're getting set up for the next pitch, which I believe has to take something on stage, we have some amazing viewers joining us from home and in the room. So I think we're going to have a quick look at social media. Candace has been scanning through your messages, so let's pull up and see what people have been saying as they're going in. So, One Tech Hub, hello to One Tech Hub, our friends there. Good luck to all of the finalists of business taking part today. Fantastic. Next one, please, Candace. We've got Yukemi, one of our mentors. We're off to a flying start. Lots more to come, but thank you, Yukemi. Nice to see you. We've got, I can't see the name, Soshima at the Robert Gordon University Regional Startup Accelerator Showcase. Great to see amazing entrepreneurs. Thanks for sharing. We have Everybody Mannequins sharing their stall. Lovely to see all the amazing stalls up at the back. Weren't they impressive, the stalls? Yes, well done, everyone. There's VR, there's all sorts there. Two raccoons, of course. They're giving a spoiler for what may be to come. Loving the outfits there. H2O Heroes, we've got Rosie sharing that, getting ready, going live later today. Fantastic. And some comments on YouTube. Hello to those watching on YouTube. We've got Cynthia, Gal, Edward, Dave Adamson, and a bunch of people joining on YouTube. Lots of people saying hello from all over the world. So, sorry, I didn't want to butcher your name, so I just decided to skip it. So, we're going to keep moving on. Any others? That's it. Okay, so I think we're ready for our next pitch to come to the stage. Please welcome to the stage, BPod.
Should have brought something smaller. That's okay, Jess. Can you see what it is yet? Thank you. You hear that? That's the soundtrack to our rediscovery of nature. It's the soundtrack to us realizing there's a beautiful stream in the corner of the park, and that there's a piece of woodland on the edge of town that we never knew existed. And it's the soundtrack to our appreciation of what it is to be outside the boxes that we find ourselves in every day. Being in nature has gone from an occasional pastime to an absolute necessity. It's how we survive these days. And being connected with nature is where many of us find ourselves comfortable again. The task of bringing nature and adventure to within comfortable reach is what we've set out to do. In our single-use world, we've become more appreciative of the handcrafted materials and where they come from. A number of recent studies shown that we're actually prepared to pay more for that sustainable alternative. Many of us now want access to local wilderness and true beauty with that reassurance of comfort. And this has led us to create the BPod. A customer's first experience with a BPod will be the excitement of discovery, a structure gently placed in the landscape that won't have been disturbed, optimized to make the best use of its location, the BPod hexagon provides a unique solution for connecting us with nature and private spaces. It's a light touch on the environment with a compact footprint that disguises its internal spaciousness. The hexagon is nature's most efficient shape. The BPod is open. There's no space lost to dark corridors, and from sunrise to sunset, each facet captures a unique view and frames a wonderful 360-degree experience. Behind the BPod is a great team. It's designed by professional architects and built by our master carpenters. Everyone associated with the project is passionate about delivering the highest quality product whilst focusing on an unforgettable user experience. The BPod is made right here in our workshops in Aberdeen, in the northeast of Scotland. Its key building block is Douglas fir. It forms the main structural elements, which gives it its strength and durability. And the thing that makes it beautiful is this stuff, the Scottish larch. This also comes from within 20 or 30 miles of where we're located, and we mill it all on site. In fact, 95% of what goes into the BPod is developed by us and made exclusively our workshops. We have full control over our supply chain, and we work with like-minded people who value sustainability, provenance, and climate positive in advance of profit. When we look at BPods, the value proposition is very easily described with three key things: Scotland, tourists, and diversification. People come to Scotland because it meets their newfound drivers for travel. Things like well-being, the ability to stand out from the crowd, and those unique accommodation experiences. Scotland delivers this in spades. Scotland's awe-inspiring landscape attracts over 17 million overnight visits annually, with a spend of 5.8 billion on accommodation alone. And landowners, they're already embracing change and diversifying. They have pockets of land in beautiful spaces and are already considering how to differentiate themselves from the rest of the crowd. And with BPods fulfilling the new trends around unique, luxurious, niche, and sustainable, there's no shortage of clients. Starting at a pod per month, we will add additional services to create a turnkey solution for our customers. These value adds will enable financial progression against modest unit numbers. By year 3, though, we'll have doubled production at our workshops and partnered with like-minded makers who take our Scottish product to a wider market under a franchise arrangement. Meanwhile, our BPods will be delivering over £150 a night for their owners, with longer stays and increased occupancy rates in every season. And with a return on investment of 2 to 3 years, coupled to a very long service life, the BPod offers an excellent investment opportunity. We're on the cusp of securing our first development of 4 units on an estate near Inverness, and we're inviting other landowners to join with us in making the BPod experience possible for us all in this room. The BPod's impact will, of course, be to provide jobs and attract tourists. But the real prize is the development of skills to work Scottish timber to its full value and deepen the support for local supply chains and producers. Equally exciting is how we can use the BPod as a vehicle for other local makers to contribute to their story by supplying their goods and services to complement our structure, bridging luxury accommodation with the best that Scotland has to offer. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this talk this evening, is our purpose. Why do we actually care? The BPod is an expression of our passion for Scotland, for our love of craft, and our need to connect to nature. And we want to share this. We want to be part of creating great experiences for people, forming partnerships to build new and immersive encounters, where you don't just step out from a beautiful room into a corridor, you step out into nature. Make sure your next experience connects you with nature, that you spend it with friends and family, and make sure it's outside the box. Thank you.
Okay, so I think we'll move this off the stage before we get there. So we have one more pitch to move on before we go for a very brief comfort break. And once we get the BPod off the stage, that I'm sure you'll be able to admire when we go into the comfort break, we're going to hear from a team that is all about the environment. And throughout the program, one of the quirks that we had, this team came in and said, we're trying to build a prototype. So could everyone save your crisp packets and wrappers and PCR tests? So for many weeks, lots of us had to indulge on the terrible task of eating lots and lots of crisps for the environment. Thankfully, this team will be able to tell you what that was all about. Please welcome Andy from SoulSafe.
Good evening. I'm Andy McLeod from SoulSafe. SoulSafe is a zero-carbon boiler that can cut your electric heating bills by over 80%. That's 80%. Does anyone know anyone that's affected by these rises in price of energy? Can I see a show of hands? Yeah, I thought that'd be it. Nearly everybody. And if it isn't everybody, very soon they will. These prices are killing everyone. Heating without fossil fuels is a problem, but so is global warming. Oil boilers will be banned in 2025 for new builds and then phased out completely. Energy prices are rising, fuel poverty is increasing. Heating or eating, what a choice. Energy comes from many different sources, some clean, some dirty. There. Whoops. There you go. This is a typical day's energy demand, where fossil fuels meet the peak and still green energy is wasted. SoulSafe flattens the curve. SoulSafe flattens the curve, reduces the reliance on fossil fuels. I'm getting good at this. Renewable energy is cheap, chaotic, and sporadic. Demand is variable and cyclical. Sun doesn't always shine, the wind doesn't always show. Excess green energy can't be used, and it is wasted without storage. The cheapest energy is only available for short periods. As you can see from the daily energy consumption graph, that one, told you I was getting good at it, but SoulSafe charges quickly to take advantage of this. SoulSafe absorbs electrical power from micro-renewables in the grid when there is abundant green renewable production and nobody wants it. It saves that power as heat, wrapped in a super-insulated cocoon, releasing that heat to the consumer when they want it through their radiators and hot water. Each SoulSafe saves tons of carbon dioxide from entering the atmosphere. We keep the cost to manufacture low through repurposing materials, high efficiency, low cost, novel installation, and a simple design. It uses smart technology for the consumer's benefit and helps customers by not scrapping their entire heating system. Our target market is the UK's 1.1 million off-grid fossil fuel boilers, which will need to be replaced by 2035. That's 165,000 per year through breakdowns and the oncoming ban. Selling units business to business with service agreements for data upgrades. We have spoken already with an interested housing association that sees SoulSafe as a possible way to meet their sustainability targets and provide affordable heating for their tenants. The many advantages of SoulSafe are not using power 24/7. It stores more than enough power to heat a home for more than a week and can be fully charged in 4 hours. It can keep that charge as heat for more than a week and has low maintenance costs. SoulSafe is patent pending, quality, affordable product. We have used advanced computer modeling to build this virtual prototype shown here. Yep, it's going around. And we asked 100,000 to build and test a physical prototype in the first 9 months. Then a further 250,000 in the 9 months into year 2 to build and test 10 real-world prototypes to test in people's homes. moving to manufacture of production units with sales, controlled growth and profit. Our team of engineers and professionals with many years of experience are working together on this exciting design that will help to achieve the transition to net zero. A new collaboration with RGU and a PhD student, Peter, who's not on there, because I just met him yesterday, who's going to further test that novel installation, the crisp packets, and some other stuff that we've got going, who with other trainees will grow with SoulSafe. SoulSafe is about using otherwise thrown away materials and clean energy, taking advantage of the transition to net zero, making better use of the existing power infrastructure, and giving people affordable heat. Thank you.
Thank you so much to Andy and all of the teams who have pitched in this first batch of pitches. Now, we're going to have a very brief comfort break for those in the room, so feel free to stretch your legs, but don't go too far. We're going to come back together in about 10 minutes or so for the second half of the pitches. So please, if there's refreshments, head out there. For those online, you'll be able to continue watching as we interview some of the guests. We'll see you in 5 to 10 minutes.
Where many see challenges, we see opportunities. Where many look back, we look ahead. The old familiar ways are gone. The new normal is here. We cannot know what tomorrow will look like, but as a university, we can empower our students, staff, and communities to thrive in change. That is why we at EIG put innovation at the centre of everything we do. We are dedicated to positioning RGU as a leading 21st century university that prepares you for the future. We do this by infusing innovation and entrepreneurship into every part of RGU, like designing innovation content for courses, running innovation challenges for students, or hosting staff workshops. Our events, resources, startup training programs, and accelerators provide a safe space to explore creative ideas, trends, and technologies of the future. Our 46 RGU startups, which emerged through our Startup Accelerator program, have raised over 1.4 million in investment or revenue and created dozens of jobs in the economy. All of this is made possible by our award-winning EIG team, who are dedicated to making RGU a catalyst for innovation across Scotland and the UK. Here is to the change makers of tomorrow. Here is to the ones who make ideas happen.
So from early
Here
days, so
is to you.
knowing that there was over 200 applications, going down from that and then selecting the top 36. But now tonight is going to be the toughest part of all, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many great presentations so far. So yeah, as you said, you've been involved from the very start when the regional startup program opened up and up to today as well. So what's been your thoughts, the progress from the startup teams as well?
Yeah, really good question. I had the opportunity to go into One Tech Hub when the companies were quite new, and actually feeling the nerves in the room as well, and just seeing that uncertainty as people were trying to get used to what was coming ahead of them. But seeing the development and tonight, not just from those presenting, but also those that are showcasing their work at the back of the room, absolutely amazing.
And just a last quick question, what kind of advice?
Hi,
Hi, Danella. We are here with Danella Beaton. She is our Vice Principal and Economic Development Judge. Thank you very much for letting us interview you. So the first question is, how have you been feeling through the judging process so far?
So super excited to be here tonight. I've got to say, been involved in the judging process from the start, and when to think that there was over 200 applications and now we're down to the top 9. So yeah, tonight's going to be really hard to make some decisions, I think, but really so impressed by the development, not just of the 9 that are presenting, but also those who are also showcasing their work at the back of the room, and also hearing about others online and seeing what's happening there.
Great, thank you so much. So just a quick question. Do you have any advice for or any tips for the 2022 cohort?
My goodness, I've been trying to learn, I think, a little bit from them tonight, to be honest. I think it's to continue, be brave, be bold, embrace the opportunity. People are putting themselves out of their own comfort zone to do this, and that's definitely something that you're going to have to do. Before joining the university, I ran a company for quite a number of years, and I know sometimes that your tummy can be doing flips in the background, but actually having that confidence to stand up and be passionate, really believe in what you're doing. If you don't believe in what you're doing, there's no point in starting in it.
Amazing. Thank you so much, and thank you for letting me interview you today.
Very welcome.
So next up, we have one of our finalists, YALI Lab. So we're just going to ask a few questions here as well. Hello. If you just want to introduce yourself to the ones online.
Sure, I'm Darius, and I'm the co-founder of YALI Lab.
Thank you very much. So, first question, how are you feeling?
Oh, I'm super excited. I mean, the event is actually quite busy. I wasn't expecting it to be this busy, so yeah, it's good to be here.
Great. Are you nervous or are you feeling confident?
No, I'm not really a nervous person, so yeah.
Excellent, excellent. So, just a question, what do you think has been your biggest challenge throughout the Regional Startup Program?
I guess, as I assume for any startup, is like finding customers. For us, like getting the first 10, 20 customers was kind of a no-brainer for us, but getting there to 100, 1,000 customers, it's actually quite difficult, so definitely that was the hardest part for us.
Yeah, that's fine. Perfect. And just the last question here is, what are your future plans or goals for your startup?
Well, I mean, we definitely want to grow it into a $1 billion company, but in all honesty, I think we just need investment at this point. So I guess some of the prices will help, hopefully, and getting customers. Like we are really, really focused on getting customers these days, and yeah, building the AI behind the Prometheus platform. So go and have a look of what we are building. So yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, and best of luck for tonight. Thanks. Okay, great. So next up, on our last interview for today, we have Everybody Mannequins. If you want to come up. Thank you so much for joining me. So first question is, what motivated you to take part in the Regional Startup Accelerator program?
Well, I did this for uni project and it went really well, and my lecturer, Graham Grant, told me to apply, and so I took Christine along and I was like, we have to do this. So yeah, it was just him motivating us, and then Ed as well, and Chris, everyone was really supportive.
I've been really supportive so far.
Yeah. Amazing, that's so lovely to hear. So far for tonight, or just in general the program, what's been your highlight?
Tonight has probably just been seeing everything, because we have seen everyone from the start as well, not just us, with just ideas, and actually seeing products and like how far everyone's came is really amazing.
I've been really loving watching all the pitches so far, and seeing everyone's ideas like properly come to life, and also with like our stalls as well, seeing all them come together.
Perfect. Yeah, I can imagine it's great to actually get the chance to speak to a few of the other startups as well.
Exactly.
Perfect. What have you enjoyed most about today, or just about like what have you learned throughout this whole process?
I think, as cheesy as that sounds, that it doesn't matter how like young we are, because we're probably some of the youngest people in the accelerator. I think that's just been really beneficial to us, and we've taken the advantage of that, trying to be a bit more like innovative and stuff. So I think kind of, yeah, just being more confident in ourselves and knowing that even though we're young, we know what we're doing.
Yeah, I've just really enjoyed actually getting to show off our stall and like our prototypes and our full-size mannequin that we've kind of developed over the past couple of days, like actually getting to properly show it off. And
amazing, thank you. So any thoughts for the rest of the night, or are you just ready to power through and get networking and all that?
Yeah, I'm excited to see the last pictures. There's some that I'm really, really excited for. So yeah, probably that.
Which one would you say you're the most excited for?
I want to see 2 raccoons because they're dressed up as raccoons and I can't wait for everyone to see that. So yeah.
Sort of seen behind the scenes of them, so very excited to see them.
Great. Well, thank you very much for joining me. I really appreciate it and enjoy the rest of your night. Well, that's all the interviews for today. Get ready for the rest of the show tonight.
Everybody counts in an edtech company focusing on maths and building workplace skills. They are our children, but it's their future. The e-learning market is the fastest growing sector in education. It has grown 400% in the last 12 months, due to reach a value of over $761 billion by 2027. Do you want a slice of the pie?
Abstract concepts, complex mechanisms, a disconnected audience. Let us help you immerse your students in a collaborative, stimulating, multisensory learning environment. Let us help you to take lessons beyond reality.
One single solution, 2 powerful outcomes, megawatts of generation, megawatt hours of storage, looking for an industrial partner with high ethics and a clear ambition. Make the world a livable place.
This is your 5-minute warning. Please take your seats. This is your 5-minute warning.
Our ocean sustains life, absorbs our heat, pollution, and produces oxygen more than all of our trees. But this beacon of hope is on the verge of collapse. There are currently no reliable ways to measure and control emissions, which is critically needed to meet our net zero targets. The consequences are dire. But there is hope. Our emission monitoring drones, a reliable and efficient solution to keep pollution in check. Choose Zephyrus Aerolabs for a better tomorrow.
Too many people's lives look like this, but eating should be fun, not a chore. Why not invite some others with forks? Give yourself a reason to use the good china.
Miles Development Delivery through API keys allows blockchain to be applied to industry software systems, ensuring smooth deployments and usage while reducing downtime. Track, record, and monitoring environmental impacts empowers consumers and communities to make far-reaching environmental choices.
At MCC Labs, we deliver digital art collections using blockchain technology, or NFTs, that leverages the talent of the art community in the northeast of Scotland. We balance profit with people and the planet. Our forthcoming collection, Ocean Punks, is inspired by the sea and contributes to support species such as the blue whale, the largest animal on the planet. We hope to see you at our stand this evening.
One in 10 women have polycystic ovary syndrome, PCOS. Carrie, unable to cope with male pattern hair growth, called me on release from an Aberdeen psychiatric unit. I created the app, PCOS Buddy, for her. After 3 years consistent use, she had symptom recovered. PCOS Buddy, called revolutionary, has the potential to help millions of women like Carrie. We are looking for a £100,000 investment to help raise their quality of life.
Ladies and gentlemen, please come back together again. Take your seats for round 2. For those who are watching online, thank you for staying with us. As we're waiting for people to take their seats, I think we'll have another quick dive into social media. Hopefully you've all been sharing with hashtag Startup Showcase. So we've got Alan. Hopefully maybe Alan's online or in the room. Good luck to everyone tonight. All of the work you've put in so far will no doubt aid you in your success. Thank you very much, Alan. That's it. Grab your seats, everyone. We've got Robert Gordon University saying great pictures from Habitat, People, KIFs, YALI Lab, BPod, and SoulSafe. Thank you very much. We've got someone's mum and dad's absolutely glued to the TV screen. That's what we want, watching it from home for our In Conversation with. They are fantastic. We've got Gregor supporting Cami and MCC Labs, and as you can tell, you've just seen a range of 30-second showcase videos. For those watching at home, you will get the chance to vote for your favorite very soon. And we have someone relaxing, comfortable on the sofa. That will be all of us tomorrow, I'm sure. Great idea so far. Can't wait to see the rest from Fiona. Any others? And on YouTube, we've got Jabez, congratulations to all, and Chris, great picture so far, watching from sunny Norfolk. Fantastic, supporting Habitat People. So thank you all very much. Are we ready to hear some more pitches? Yes! We've got 4 more pitches to hear, and then, of course, there's a big prize to give out. So a team that probably needs no introduction, please welcome to the stage, Two Raccoons!
Slap my hand.
What are we going to talk about today? Arts? Whiteboards? No, bananas. We are 2 raccoons, and we make wine from fruit surplus, like this banana that otherwise would have gone to waste.
A third of the food we produce goes to waste. That's bananas. On their yearly average, the UK produces 9.5 million tons of food waste. That's the equivalent of 1.5 Pyramid of Giza. So when I'm talking about this pyramid of food waste, you're probably feeling like this, disgusted. Well, we're here to show you that actually food waste often does not look like this. Look at those gorgeous strawberries. Clean, frozen, and neatly packed. Well, these 300 kilos of frozen strawberries would have gone straight to the bin if we had not intercepted it from the supply chain. Every year, tons of good surplus fruits like these get tossed in a bin, and at that moment, it becomes food waste. But as raccoons, we believe these fruits have a greater purpose, to become a delicacy humans have been in love with since the very dawn of time. Behold, wine. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
The business model is quite simple. We turn this into this. For climate-conscious consumers, we offer them limited edition flavors such as mango, blackcurrant, and banana. And to our knowledge, we are the first winery in the world to actively fight food waste with every bottle of wine. On top of this, our wines are plastic-free, a third of the CO2 footprint of a normal bottle of wine, which will be offset by the Habitat people, shout out.
Shout out.
And most importantly, it's freaking delicious. So now you're probably asking yourself, who the hell are these two dudes dressed up as raccoons?
That's a very good question. Well, this is Lasse. He's the brain behind all the wine recipes, and he can write a grant application faster than you can finish your drink.
And this is Elliot. He is the brain behind the logistics of making wine on a bigger scale, and he's a pure master at haggling, so be careful. We share one common trait. We used to live like raccoons.
So, as flatmates, we would dumpster dive and find excessive amounts of food in the bin. Lasse started making wine from our fruity loot because there was just no more room in the freezer. In the meantime, I was working with a local eco-business, and I learned that there was a significant amount of soft fruits being wasted in northeast Scotland. So one day, when Lasse came home with 50 kilos of organic blueberries, we looked at each other and thought, we might be onto something. So we spent the following months digging deep into the supply chain and called fruit suppliers one after the other and got rejected again and again. You see, we realized that food waste is a massive taboo for food businesses. It's easier to hide it than to risk being judged for having it. But luckily, we've had other raccoons who joined our team along the way and helped us cover our knowledge gap, but most importantly, infiltrate the supply chain.
We struck a partnership with Baxter's in June 2021, and we received 4.3 tons of frozen surplus fruits. We turned that into 10,000 liters of wine. In September, we had our first wine launch at our winery, which is conveniently located next to a beer garden. We received feedback from over 200 people, and they really liked the wine. That was great. We also had some good press. I think this is my favorite pun, Pinot Grigio. I wouldn't have come up with that. Since then, we've sold over 1,000 bottles of wine in Aberdeen City alone.
So January to March tends to be a dry period for drink producers, so we took the opportunity to go back to the whiteboard and build a solid foundations for two raccoons. RG added a little sprinkle of mentorship and funding, and bada bing, bada boom, we got a website coming up in June, delivering wines for the whole of Scotland. But that's not all. On top of that, we're gonna have wine on tap. Same taste, less packaging, even more sustainable. That means that for customers, they're gonna be able to refill their own empty wine bottles, and for bars, that means that they're just gonna waste less bottles. But we're not gonna stop there.
So we've started in Aberdeen, and we've rescued over 5 tons of fruit surplus so far. But we've identified huge sources of fruit surplus all across the UK. In the next 2 years, we aim to set up our next winery in Glasgow. But then we'll have a 1% share of the fruit wine market, and we're going to sell our wine through events, through our website, and through retailers. But there's so much fruit surplus in the supply chain, and we want to rescue as much as we can. If we can just take a small portion of it, 100 tons every year, we could become the biggest fruit winery in the UK. And who knows? We might even take over the world.
But in order to get there, we need your support. So just join the raccoon family. Help us give a purpose to those good fruit surplus that otherwise would end up in the bin. So follow us on social media, sign up to our upcoming website, and swing by the winery for some good raccoon wine, This wine just might be the best way to start the conversation around food waste and actually break down the taboo. So remember, fellow raccoons, don't waste, get wasted. Responsibly. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's gonna be really good.
Cool.
Thank you so much. Now I'm questioning my outfit choices. Where was my costume? Well done, two raccoons. As we continue on with today's session, we're now going to move on. And I was having a look back. Chris told you about the other accelerators. And our last in-person Accelerator event was in February 2020 with Cohort 2, and we had a networking event. I was having a look through the photos, and I was surprised to find our next speakers were in the audience, speaking to the startups, attending the event as students, and today they're here to pitch their startup, IMO. So please welcome to the stage Yusuf and Fahmi.
Hi. Companies in the energy sector are still heavily relying on manual work to extract information from industrial drawings. This is expensive, time-consuming, it requires a lot of resources, and it is also error-prone. We strongly believe that we can automate this process, reducing cost and time by at least 50%. AML was born with the objective to bring this idea to life. I will take you through a simple analogy to illustrate our thoughts. Recognize this? You may have used one of those in the past. This is paper. This is the roadmap, a paper map. Okay? How easy is it to interact with this map and find useful traveling information while you are driving? Let's say you're driving from Aberdeen all the way to Ullapool, and you're looking for a petrol station that offers you the cheapest fuel for your car. Good luck with that. So, what we have, basically, I'm wondering how we managed to do our traveling in the past without the use of the likes of Google Map. Google Map is an online application that offers you useful travel information on the spot whenever you need it. Similarly, by analogy, an oil and gas facility is mapped with hundreds of industrial drawings. These drawings contain critical information, and they are used during the life cycle of an asset. I used to work with teams of 4 to 5 people for 6 solid weeks to manually extract information trapped inside these documents. This is tedious, time-consuming. In simple words, it's painful. What you will see next is a paper map of a tiny section of an oil and gas facility. It shows the location of the different equipment, their interconnections, and the process flow they are part of. Like Google Map, we aim to innovate and transform these industrial drawings into an intelligent and interactive map.
ML wants to Google Map those drawings, ensuring information at your fingertips. For this, we use artificial intelligence, or AI, to extract the data from those drawings and export them into a user-friendly and interactive interface where you can visualize and analyze your data in a fraction of time. What you see here is an intelligent representation of the drawing. Every single node represents one equipment, and it contains all the properties associated to it. The vertices shows the interconnection between the equipments. Now, let me give you a few examples. Let's say you're trying to find an equipment, a vessel, and all the components connected to this vessel. In a paper-based document, it will take you time to find and identify this information. Whereas with ML solution, with a simple query, you get the answer in a blink of an eye. Now, let's say you want now to list all the ball valves in this drawing. A simple query, and voila. The same can be done if you, let's say, want to determine all the ball valves in the whole asset. My name is Fahmi Barini.
And I am Yusuf Ahmanash. We both come from the oil and gas industry. We've worked there for more than 20 years, and we have together embarked on a data science journey that has started at RGU.
The transition from the oil and gas industry towards data science and the learning of new technology wasn't easy. In fact, we almost gave up after a couple of months, but we understood the necessity to change and catch up with this massive shift. If we do not embrace the change, we're not going to have jobs tomorrow. ML Solution is a service delivered directly to customers who have historical data trapped in legacy documents, primarily in the energy sector, but also in automotive, nuclear, chemical, to name a few. We aim to enhance our service and grow the business within the 5 years, ensuring repeat business. We also praise ourselves in introducing innovative solutions, helping companies in the northeast of Scotland and beyond with data transformation and job creation. So, if you are interested and want to apply ML solution to your legacy documents, you can find us on LinkedIn and we can arrange a demo. Adapting to the new world and its harsh technology demands is fundamental. Our motto, never stop learning. Thank you.
As we continue on with the show, we're ready for our penultimate pitch of today's session. And I believe the judges are going to get a bit of a treat in a second because they're going to get some tasty snacks. Please welcome to the stage Beatrice and Rosie from Wanton Wells Farm.
Hello everyone, my name is Beatrice and this is Rosie, my mother, and together we run Wanton Wells Farm. So it all starts with rhubarb. How many people here grow their own rhubarb? It's quite a lot. I wanted to start with rhubarb as I think it's one of our most underappreciated British vegetables. Everyone has heard of it, but how often do you see it for sale in the shops? I love rhubarb, and it's one of the first things that comes out of the ground in spring. And it was the first thing when I moved home to the family farm. And that's why I'm brandishing it on the stage tonight. So in May 2021, we started a market stall in Huntly, where you can still find us on the first Saturday of the month. Since then, we've had hundreds of conversations about growing and food, and heard what's missing from our relationship to these things. Sorry, I'm just going to put this down. I managed to lose a card. It was from these conversations and through all the help and focus given to us by everyone here at the RGU Startup Accelerator that we've developed our purpose. We think that the best way to make a useful and sustainable impact is to grow our own food. Sorry. This is why cards are a bad idea. Yeah. Useful and We think the best way to make a useful and sustainable impact is to focus on locally grown and foraged foods, to promote our aims of access to natural spaces for all and a reconnection with nature. We feel that the logical next step for our business is to feed what we're growing to people directly. That is why we want to open a restaurant and food hub on our farm. This is the view from where we want to have the restaurant. And it will be in a small purpose-built building nestled in the woods. With Rosie's cooking and our beautiful setting, we want to create a unique and sustainable food visitor attraction. This would consist of a space to host our foraging and growing workshops, space for a shop to sell our fresh produce, and products from other local businesses. One of our aims is to contribute to strengthening rural economies, creating more jobs and opportunities in the process. We want a space where people can come and learn about food right where it's grown, to see the different, This is the different stages of producing and growing stage of production and engage with the land hands-on, like a petting zoo, but for plants. Our farm is situated only 10 minutes walk from the Inch train station, and we've built up a network of paths that link the village to the heart of the farm to give everyone accessible access to the nature that's on their doorstep. Our next step will be to have pop-up meals and events to demonstrate what it is we do. Then we want to open a restaurant in the next 2 years. This startup funding will enable us to continue our journey towards creating an immersive nature and food experience, inviting people to enjoy the landscape around them while they eat food that's been lovingly and sustainably grown right there. The idea of working with what is available on our doorstep is not new for our team.
I'm not going to be any better. I love mushrooms, hence I've got a mushroom stick on stage. I don't know why. It's just like, anyway. When I was at Aberdeen, my student job was working as a ranger at Haddo and giving fungal tours. And I'm still fungaling. I'm still foraging, but now I grow my own. And I liked helping people to discover things that they like and new foods and things that are good for them, but I hate waste, so I really like to sort of recycle like these logs or to get free food, foraging or grow things, and eat food that's grown as close as possible to where it's eaten. I used to run a restaurant in Gardenston 30 years ago, and I cooked local seafood straight off the boat, and I used whatever they gave me. And I got everyone to try new things, and bit by bit they got used to it and liked it. And it was this sharing of locally sourced food with the community that sowed the seeds of what we're doing today. We moved to Inch, and in 1993 planted the woodland. And it's now a forest garden full of cherries and apples and raspberries and wild hazelnuts and the herbs. It's just amazing. And it's a fantastic resource that complements the market garden and allows us to experiment in the kitchen and create interesting food. I don't know if any of you tried my rhubarb and sweet sesame cake, but it's just so many different things you can make and combining things. Anyway, we want to share these skills and at the same time to be mindful that is the sharing, oh God, I've lost the page too. Yeah, that we can and should move away from food sourced from around the world and pick before it's ripe and disconnected from the people eating it. And it's this connection that we want to reinforce, and we want to share it with people, and we're asking you to help us to do that.
Wait, one more thing, sorry.
So scones and a rhubarb.
So with rhubarb it ends, but now the rhubarb is a cake, as you've tried a jam, pickled, or in a scone. Soon you can eat it 5 minutes from where it was picked that very morning. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done. We might be quite close together in the room, but it's a tough gig up here. So well done to all the teams for braving this audience and getting up here. So thank you so much. We're down to our final pitch of the day. So without any further ado, please welcome Gemma from Symbiosis Community Solutions.
This is Alistair. Alistair is a third generation in his family to run Homecraft. And for decades, Homecraft have provided the entire community with local produce. However, in the next 5 years, this entire community is set to decline due to rising fertilizer prices, increased fuel costs, and energy poverty. Hi, I'm Gemma, a founder of Symbiosis Community Solutions, and we provide waste management solutions to provide energy, fuel, and resource recovery. And I finally met Alistair last week when we visited our pilot location in Orkney. And Alistair explained to me that when his agricultural community decline, the entire community does too. For example, in Orkney, John will no longer be able to produce world-famous Orkney cheese because he won't have a local supply of milk. and the Kirkwall Hotel will no longer have meat to put in their restaurants, causing the entire economy to outsource on essentials and in turn decline. So, what do? Well, we provide waste management solutions for energy recovery. I am one of 3 founders. Myself, Professor James Chaguna, and Christine Edwards have been working with the pilot location community in Orkney for the past 3 years. So, how do we do that? Well, we implement circular economy practices maximizing waste recovery. You're probably wondering, what waste are we using? Well, in our pilot location, Orkney, over 100,000 tons of organic waste are put to land, sea, or shipped for incineration every single year. And excuse the pun, but what a waste. At Symbiosis Community Solutions, we use this waste to provide 1.2 megawatts of energy. So, in Orkney, we will build a 1.2 megawatt bioplant, and the biogas produced will be able to heat 3,500 homes, fuel over 180 farm vehicles, and provide 2 million bags of biofertilizer for the community. We provide an entirely circular bioplant system, allowing the communities to thrive. So, as I said, in Orkney, we will take 60,000 tons of organic waste, agricultural, brewery, and distillery waste. This produces biogas, biofuel, and biofertilizer. We will use the biogas to heat 3,500 homes by bottling it and transporting it off to isolated communities. We will also provide renewable fuel for farm vehicles, providing a saving of £12,000 per vehicle. We will also provide a better fertilizer for the community than the one they currently import for over £120,000 a year. We provide a cheaper product at half the price, less than half the price, and provide savings of £80,000 per farm. Now, these savings are expressed on an individual basis. The savings on a community scale are enormous and will not only allow the community to stay afloat, but thrive. Now, you're probably wondering, if the solution was so simple, why has it not been done before? Well, projects like this are complex and require expertise and significant capital investment. We take away the hard work, and we provide end-to-end service, circular, if you like, and allow communities to realize profits over £150,000 a year. And with future expansion into greenhouse growing and heating tourist accommodation pods, the profits will be even larger. At Symbiosis, we've already recognized there are over 10 more isolated communities that we have seen that have the waste potential to provide maximum energy recovery for the communities. Now, when I was in Orkney, chatting away to Alistair, he told me about this Orkney word, bruck. And in normal terms, bruck is used to describe waste or rubbish. However, in Orcadian culture, bruck describes a potential resource with a new future and possible beginning. At Symbiosis, we know there is more to waste than just rubbish. We know there is value in it. And we know that bruck has the potential to provide communities with fuel and energy security and allow them to move towards a circular economy. Symbiosis has been developed through Orcadian culture. Invest in our pilot location and invest in the circular economy. Thank you.
Thank you, Gemma. Thank you, Symbiosis. And thank you to all of the teams who pitched so far. That's the end of the pitches. A round of applause for all of the teams so far. Judges, thank you for taking the time to join us, but your work really starts now. You have until about 8 o'clock to decide some winners. So, judges, please make your way to the judging room. A round of applause for our judges, everybody. Now, as the break ended, you got to see a wide range of showcase videos. It wasn't just the 9 that took part in our Accelerator. We've got some phenomenal teams who've been showcasing and who are also worthy of your support and attention. So let's have a look at the second half of our showcase videos, and which one do you want to vote for as your favorite to win £1,000 today? Let's have a look.
We our makers. Sustainable, passionate people from all over Scotland. And we are building a network, no, not just a network, a community. We want to bring you the best alternative ways to shop, from decor to handmade mugs. Meet real people who make your products and grow with us in our upcoming markets. We want to provide our makers with the opportunity to grow their businesses and fulfill their passion. Sign up to our first market coming 3rd of July. We are Flair Collective.
Home renovation projects are great. Said no one ever. Is this thing going to look good? Is it going to fit in here? CP Design Studio is here for you. From your own living room, visualize your dream home as if you are already there through immersive virtual reality. Don't imagine, CP makes it real. CP Design Studio, 15 years designing dream homes. Stay tuned and follow us.
Hi, I'm Vinay Aja, co-founder of Grown, an agriculture technology company bringing food production closer to consumption and enabling more people to grow crops commercially. We are implementing a locally fresh farm in the heart of Aberdeen city and will soon have pesticide-free, nutritious greens available a few miles away from you, harvested on the same day of delivery. To learn more, please join our community. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Natalia. Recently, I changed my lifestyle in order to live more sustainably. I found some innovative materials that were made from plants but look like leather. Now, my colleague Svetlana and I make bags and accessories using these materials. We want to grow our company as a social enterprise that offers flexible working solutions and unique designs by integrating upcycled fabrics into our products. Help us save the planet by choosing plant-based fashion.
Managing your diabetes was never been easier, but it is made simpler through JivaCat by Magnitude AI. This is your personal physician. Help with timely update on your glucose reading.
A unique artificial intelligence-based prediction give you the advanced possibility of glucose for the next 24 hours and a way to control it.
App connect to your GP anywhere, anytime. No need for any appointment and hospitalization. Visit Magnitude AI for more information.
Hello? Do you want to come to the beach with us today?
Do you want to save someone's life today?
You can be a H2O hero, it's as easy as an ice cream.
Find Colin, scan Colin, download the app. Hashtag AppSafe.
Hashtag BeSafe.
Hashtag H2O heroes.
Hi, I'm Ravi. We are building a device which will power up 1,000 UK homes by harnessing the renewable source of a wave energy. The device operates a CV cat motion, which is moved with the wave surge. The operation method is pump seawater into onshore tanks, which is then used to generate power on demands with no batteries involved. The idea is to keep the cost of electricity as low as possible for end users. That's you and me. Please connect with us for more information. Thank you. Bye.
Andrew is 84 and faces health problems like diabetes and high blood pressure. He loves to go fishing with his son Stuart. Stuart takes care of Andrew, but Stuart moved out recently and life got harder for Andrew. Stuart then discovered Intelligent Frame and downloaded it. The app can track Andrew's health data remotely and he can communicate with his dad via the app. Now Andrew can enjoy his life to the fullest. Intelligent Frame. Track health data remotely, identify risk faults, check hydration level. Intelligent Frame. Caring remotely.
Did you know 100% of female mannequins in stores represent underweight body sizes, meaning if they were human, they would be deemed medically unhealthy? However, when you look around at everyday people, for example, in the streets and shops, they are not all the same size, shape, or height. Some have disabilities or medical conditions. That is why we have created Everybody Mannequins, so we can help people feel more represented with our diverse and inclusive mannequins. Follow us on our journey, Everybody Mannequins, representing you.
There we have it, some impressive little videos there, and there were more shown before, so if you want to go back, they were live streamed on YouTube, so you can go back and have a look and see those other videos. But the judges are making their decision. It is time for you to make yours. Which of the 9 finalists that pitched on stage, and which of the 20 teams that you saw little videos for, do you think should win prizes? If you're not connected to the Wi-Fi in the room, then I think the password is book direct, so make sure you're connected ready. I believe, Candace, if I have a look at you, the voting is now open. So head to rgu.ac.uk/startup showcase or scan the back of your name badge and you can head online and vote for which team should be winning prizes. If you can't remember, here is a look back on the teams that you saw pitching.
I remember the first boot camp when I gave my pitch. I was incredibly nervous.
It's definitely opened my eyes to a lot of things that I thought I knew.
It was definitely out of my comfort zone.
They teach you everything, really, in such a short space of time. Targets things that you wouldn't think of and you wouldn't realise that you needed, and really gets you to look at things in a different perspective.
It's just having that sense of fun around business.
You really get the impression that, you know, those in the EIG really understand what it is they're trying to do here.
Every time we see them, they've been thinking about your business.
They're passionate. They deliver, you know, sessions with huge enthusiasm, and that really does bring you along in that journey, and it helps you, get into that mindset.
To have this team around us, they make us feel really welcome. Yeah, very supported.
And it was a no-brainer to start a new business with the support of the ecosystem.
The effort and the focus, it has been a bit of a struggle.
We got to see how we need to function.
You don't have a break. They give you homework and they go, you have a week off, but it's not a week off.
I didn't really know the complexity around designing, delivering, putting something together.
You need to go into this, with open eyes, listen to what's being told, listen to what's being on offer.
After 2 years of lockdown, it's amazing just to be able to be here and see people and share ideas.
I think the highlight has just been the community around it.
It's been so good seeing other people's ideas and meeting people that are on the same page, that have the same mentality and want to achieve the same things.
You can always learn something and you can always develop.
You're not only meeting people from your cohort, but you're making new friends.
This has given us the chance to think about, once we have that product in hand, like what do we do next?
The difference here is the creativity around it.
It's been a fantastic, program. It's been delivered, remarkably well.
It was an amazing place to learn and to sense check all the real details of the business.
This has been a huge eye-opener, and I think it's probably made me a better person.
My future looks like successful.
For me, it's all about putting in the efforts and bringing out the product.
That was amazing. That was amazing. It's been so good.
So it's going to be a lot of hard work, but at the end of the day, we have that goal in mind.
4 months ago, I was kind of floating around, not sure what I was doing. So I think now I've got a set direction. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going towards it, and it's going to happen.
Round of applause for Cohort 2022. Thank you so much. It has been a phenomenal 5-6 months. We've all worked incredibly hard. The teams have worked phenomenally hard to get here. From seeing them start the program to getting here today, some of the ideas have developed a huge amount. So honestly, from the EIG team, from all of your mentors, judges, supporters, we're so incredibly proud of what you've been able to achieve over these past few months. So be really proud today as you go forward. Now, we are waiting for the long-awaited judge's decision, but before we do that, we're going to have a bit of a conversation with some people who've been involved in the program. So I'd like to welcome onto stage Sally Charles from the EIG team. Welcome up. There you go, Sally. We've got Dave Lynch, who's one of our mentors. And Dave is also our Royal Society Entrepreneur in Residence. And we also have Caroline Lawrenson, a previous Accelerator alumni, to come to the stage. Come on up. So welcome. Hopefully you can pass the microphones around to each other. And we wanted to have the opportunity to have a conversation with some of the people who've been involved in the program over the past few years to get a reflection. So maybe, Sally, I'll start with you. As a member of the team, you've been involved in the Accelerator for 4 years now. So what made this Accelerator different for you? I think so.
Is it turned on?
Yes.
Being back in person, I guess, was one of the key things. It was a large cohort, which was very busy. Such diversity of ideas. I think one of the interesting aspects of it was inviting people from outside the university across the region, and that has been a bit of a difference. So those, I think, are probably some of the things.
And what impact do you think those regional participants have had on the cohort as a general? Does it feel different as a cohort when you've got people from outside of the university community?
Yes, it did feel different. I can't even put a finger on that, but it did feel different.
Yeah, so many diversity of ideas. And I think discussing in the room here, it's been amazing to see just that wide footprint of all the different ideas that have come together. And you've seen teams go through this program for the past 2 or 3 years. What advice would you give? You know, you've seen people graduate from this Accelerator experience. What can they do to be successful? What are your top tips?
One of my top tips is usually just go and do it, but I have absolutely every confidence that these people will go and do it. They're showing every sign of doing it, so that would be my thing, just do it.
Just do it. There you go. Copyright, don't steal that. Don't get in trouble. And Dave, you've been with us for the past couple of months now. You've come in as Royal Society Entrepreneur in Residence, working with the EIG team, but you've also been mentoring and supporting some of these teams. So what was that mentoring experience like for you coming in?
Yeah, I think it was educational. I mean, I think as a mentor, you're supposed to be empathetic, which quite clearly I am, motivational, enthusiastic, all that sort of stuff. But, you know, I learned, I guess, myself about a few things, which is my 2 mentees were Kifs, who are up on stage tonight. Alex did a fantastic job. And also Javier Dominguez, who's TWEFTA, which is a wave energy piece. And I think, you know, one thing I didn't quite recognize was how important it is to be accessible. And accessible from the perspective of what I didn't realize was that Alex and Ashley on Kifs have got a full-time job that they're holding down as well as going through this Accelerator program. The Accelerator program, you know, seeing it at first hand, it's an intense experience. And, you know, the folks that are on the program commit heavily to it. So actually being accessible for those folks to be available out of hours, weekends, on the end of a phone at all times, I think was quite helpful for them. And, you know, it taught me that I need to be flexible with my calendar as well. And I think the other thing was to be open-minded. I probably didn't do Javier justice initially when he was trying to explain his concept around wave energy, which I personally thought defied the laws of physics. He's subsequently built a model which has proven that I was wrong, and I should have been, you know, been much more open-minded to begin with. So I've learned a few things myself, actually, as well as hopefully been helpful for the mentees.
And from a lot of the startup teams and many of the people in the audience will be in that position of seeking mentorship, looking for support. What advice would you give to them in terms of working with a mentor? What makes a good mentee, and how should they approach that?
I think I was impressed with both of them in terms of how responsive they were to feedback. So I didn't know, I wasn't a domain expert in their particular topic. But actually, as a mentor, you've got quite a lot of kind of business experience. What I didn't realize was the power of my network. You know, I've got a pretty good network, but you don't realize how that network can extend beyond as well. So, you know, being able to make requests of you about access to your network was, I think, particularly for Kifs, was a really helpful thing.
Amazing. This is a reminder to everyone and those watching at home. You also don't have very long. You probably only have about a minute left to vote. So if you haven't voted already or you're struggling to get on the Wi-Fi, then speak to my colleagues at the back of the room and they'll help you out. This is your last chance to vote. Now, also joining us on the stage, we have an Accelerator alumni. And we must have only met once or twice because your Accelerator was completely online. So tell us, reflecting back, it's a year since you were in a similar virtual position. How has things been? How was that experience for you?
I mean, the thing that stuck out for me, it is actually really weird being here in person. And I remember all our online sessions, and you had your Wheel of Doom.
Oh, the Wheel of Doom. They had it as well, the big
Did you
spin
guys
wheel.
get the Wheel of Doom? Yeah, and you're sitting there going, please don't be me, or please don't be number 4, or, you know, whatever the hard one was, you just didn't want it. But even though it was online, we made such a special bond, and the rest of the cohort were so supportive. And actually, what I can see already is some really amazing connections potentially between the different businesses. And for me, since we finished, we've actually started this really cool collaboration with one of the other cohort that runs a digital theatre company. So my business is creating Alexa experiences. And so now we're working together with this digital theatre company on this really cool thing. And it's coming out soon. So we're really excited. And I think it's those magical connections that you never realize that, you know, people have got your back and are there to support you. And that creative and tech side, I'm always really intrigued at, you know, that space and, you know, what can happen in that space. So no, I am so grateful for the experience and cannot thank RGU enough. It was just wonderful.
I didn't pay you, promise. But yeah, it's amazing to support and amazing to see. I guess The teams that are in the room right now are probably going to face this typical challenge that comes with any training program support. As you go through such an intense period, you build up to a big event here, you're getting your stall ready, and then you've got to make it happen, and you've got to just do it. No copyright intended. So how do you do that? How do you go from this Accelerator experience, a showcase, putting that video together, to keeping the momentum? What would you say to a team who came up to you and said, well, what do I do next?
Yeah, it's about continuing that journey. And I think the thing that I have learned the most and tried the hardest to do, I'm quite introverted, and it's taking people on that journey with you and letting them in and showing them your story. And if that means, showing up online and doing little videos, do that. You might feel awkward. I feel hugely awkward, but the number of people that come up to me and they're like, oh, I saw you on LinkedIn. And they're like, oh, we love it when you share what you're up to. And I know I need to do more of that. And I know how powerful that is in building connections and really getting people to believe in what you're doing. And the magic that's happened, LinkedIn is a fantastic network, and the amount of people that I've met just doing that, and collaboration opportunities, they're there for you, and you can find them by sharing your story.
Amazing. I think that tells us, Candace, please close the voting now. So we're going to tally up the votes and find out who has won that Audience Choice Award. Before we move on to announce some more of our finalists for this evening, I guess Sally, then Dave, and then Caroline, this Accelerator experience, either the one that you've been involved in, what does it mean? Why is entrepreneurship important? Why are accelerators important? Why does this matter? Why shouldn't people just, not use this type of support? What does it mean to the region and to you? What would you say, Sally? Why is entrepreneurship important?
I think it's an incredible way for people to fulfill their potential. Finding a job, working for a business is one thing, but actually being able to start your own business and be in control of your own future, I think it's an incredible thing to be able to do.
Amazing. Dave, why is entrepreneurship important to the region?
Yeah, I think, obviously it's hopefully going to help drive some economic development in the region, which we all hope is going to, continue to make us prosperous here. And the folks that have been on the programme have been fantastic. I've been particularly hooked by the fact that they've identified a purpose for themselves, and they've really executed on that. So, we hope that purpose will generate value for us.
Amazing. And Caroline, how did Accelerator and entrepreneurship impact you?
So I think programs like this are really important for boosting your confidence. And actually, just before we came on stage, that's exactly what you guys were saying, was that it's amazing, and it makes you feel, so proud to feel like you've gone from a situation where you couldn't, you dreaded the wheel of doom and you couldn't pitch, and then you guys have gotten up on stage and you've made all these amazing videos, so you can absolutely do anything now. So yeah, just enjoy the rest of the evening, and I can't wait to see all the winners. Congratulations.
Woo! A round of applause for our panelists this evening. Thank you so much. Please, you can take to the side of the stage. Yeah, leave them there. Or take them with you. Take them with you. Okay. I'm making them work for their money. Come on. Out you get. Bye-bye. Okay, so I think we're almost close to a judging decision. I'll grab my chair in a second. What's the last things I needed to mention there? I think we're going to pull up some judging decisions in a second. This is a briefing for the teams. So first of all, we're going to announce some of the pre-decided awards that we've thought of. So for the teams who win, please, you're welcome to come up onto the stage, and then quickly, if you've been to a graduation ceremony, you know what it's like. We've got lots of aficionados of that. Straight up, over, collect the awards, and Martin, who's our photographer, cutting about, there you are. They'll be standing over here to get some snaps. So we'll move through it as fast as we can through that. Are we ready to hand out some cash prizes? Way! Okay, Chris, over to you to hand out the first batch.
Edward, that's the microphone on. Yep. So it's prize time. It's been fantastic. I hope you'll agree. We have some prizes that the EIG team are awarding this evening. Some of them are for the fantastic displays that they've put out there. We've got a first and a second prize for the Showcase Experience Award, the way in which they put their stall together, the way in which they engage with the audience. And then we've also got some prizes for the videos, because everyone who was part of the cohort did a video and we have an audience video award as well. And then there's one prize which recognises the team that has come the furthest, that have worked, we think, the hardest, and have gone from being, not really getting a grasp of what they are to actually tonight standing up on stage and doing an incredible job. So I'm going to invite some people from the Entrepreneurship and Innovation Group to join me to do this. So Aisha and Candace, would you like to join me, please? Up you come. So I think, round of applause for Aisha, our newest member of the ID team. And Candace, have you enjoyed the show? Been fantastic. So I think, Candace, you're going to hand over the awards for these. So these are the Showcase Experience Awards. And in second place, this is for the stands, if you'd like to read that out, Aisha. Wanton Wells. Oh, there's a microphone. Congratulations. You'd like to come up on stage, collect your award. Beatrice, where is she? Here she comes. Hey. Get an award, there we go.
Well done.
Congratulations. And in first place.
Hello? Okay, it's working. Excitement.
Let me take that one off.
Yeah, thank you. Pantala.
Pantala! Here she comes. Winning £3,000 as well. Here she comes.
Well
Congratulations.
done. Very well done.
Coming up on stage, get your award.
Very well done. £3,000. Well done. Yes.
Well done. Thank you, Aisha. Now you're going to swap over. Candace is going to read out these. So these are the videos. So we made them all do 30-second videos, and we rated these again, third to first, and an audience award as well. So are we going to do the audience award first? So this was voted online, and I think you...
Yes. Okay, here it goes. "49 Swim."
Woo! Here they come. 49 Swim, their sustainable swimwear. Been busy training for the Commonwealth Games swimming team. Up you come. Here we go. And £1,000 as well. That was voted for by the audience. Congratulations, turn around. Quick photograph, thank you.
Well done, guys.
And now in third place, so this is from the EIG team in third place. Let me take that one off you, Candace.
Thank you very much.
Third place video.
Could have made these a little bit
Sorry, I know. Let me take that off you.
Oh, thank
That's it.
CD Corp. Well done, guys.
Well done, guys. Excellent video.
Fabulous. CD Corp, everyone.
Well done. And winning £2,000. Well done, guys. £2,000. In second place, let me take the microphone.
Yep.
So in second place and getting £3,000 for this one.
£3,000 for this one. Everybody Mannequins.
Everybody Mannequins! Terrific video from Everybody Mannequins. Congratulations.
Well done, girls.
So that. And the first place for the video. Thank you.
In first place for the video, we have Flair Collective.
Woo!
Well done. Congratulations.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Candace. Thank you, Aisha. And all that's left for me to do now is to read the winner of the EIG Recognition Award. And as I say, this is someone who has gone from strength to strength in such a short space of time and hopefully will go on to be an amazing success. And they will get £5,000. And that goes to Kitchen Integrated Fire Suppression System. You're a real boy.
Thank you.
Well done. Congratulations. Edward, it's back to you. Are the judges coming back?
Judges are back. The judges are ready. Ooh, let's draw suspense. So I'd like to invite Danella, who is our Vice Principal for Economic Development for Robert Gordon University, to hand out the trophies for our top prizes. And I will let the judges come on up to stage because I'm not 100% sure what order. So Jen Scott is going to come first. So I'll pass you a microphone, Jen, to announce the winner of the old category.
Hi, well, I'm really delighted to be announcing the winner of the Regional Impact Award. And the panel just loved this team. We felt that their impact for this region and other regions throughout the country would be great in a number of ways, through waste management, through economic in terms of the sales and the job creation. So they really hit all the marks, as well as providing a product which we all loved and which I think will make us all much happier in the region. So without any further ado, I can tell you that the winners are 2 raccoons.
So I'll need to, are you okay? That looks right. I'll need to remember what disappears.
All right, and for the Climate Impact Award, the decision wasn't easy. The problem is big, the solutions were all very good and very interesting, but in the end we had to choose one. And we choose one for bringing a new perspective onto the potential solution, or part of the solution, and for having a variety of business model and very interesting and potentially scalable. And the winner is the Habitat People.
And for the Innovation Award and the High Growth Bonus Award, this was also a very difficult decision. We wrangled over this for quite some time. There were some really amazing competitors here. But the winner, I'm delighted to say, is Kitchen Integrated Fire Suppression Systems.
Round of applause for our panel of judges. Thank you so much. So there is one more prize to announce. Your fingertips have been red hot voting for your favorite team, so there is one more to announce. I believe it is in this envelope here. And I also think we have some slides, and we're going to do this Eurovision style. It is Eurovision week. So unfortunately, there's going to be no points possibly, but we'll see. Everyone got votes, so don't worry. No points here. So let's pull up the results from this slide. Candace? Oh, not working at all. Okay. Do I know the winners, though? Will I just go straight to the winners then? Okay. The winner of the Audience Choice Award 2022 goes to 2 Raccoons! Well done! There you go. Thank you. Let's do it. Hey! 2 awards for 2 raccoons. A round of applause! Hey! Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for joining along today. Thanks for watching at home. I'd like to introduce Chris Moole, Head of Entrepreneurship and Innovation, to close today's event.
Thank you. Microphone on. Thank you all so much. I had to write it down because I've got so many people to thank, but hopefully I won't take too long. First and foremost, we need to thank the funders who made all this possible. So that's the Scottish Government, it's the North East Economic Recovery and Skills Fund. Woo! Otherwise known as NERF, Opportunity North East and Scottish Funding Council. Without it, this wouldn't be possible. Also need to thank all the founders, of course, all the mentors that helped us with that. People of the Sandman Signature Hotel have been fantastic. Can we give them a round of applause, please? Really appreciate everything that they've done. It's amazing, you know, when we've done this virtually, Edward has done all the buttons pressing as well as the presenting, but he's delighted this time because we actually have a professional, not that you're not professional, Edward, but we have a professional AV1 today. So a big round of applause for all the guys on the AV. Thank you very much for all of that. All my colleagues at RGU is so supportive of enterprise and entrepreneurship. It's such an important pillar of what we're trying to do in Scotland today. And so I thank the principal, I thank Danella Beatson, and the whole team in Bede, and many of them are in the audience today, and they continue to support and foster entrepreneurship in the university, because without that wouldn't be possible. So a big round of applause for them, please. The judges, they're behind here. Thank you very much to Steve, to Luca, to Jen, to Danella. I think she's around there. She's hiding around there as well. So thank you definitely to them. Big round of applause for them, please. The minister. The minister, who obviously couldn't be here, but thank you for giving us his speech. And then the team. I have a fantastic team, and you know most of them. Sally, Graham, Aisha, Candace. We have 2 interns who have been fabulous working with us this semester, Yana and Malaya. And so a big round of applause for them, please. I think I said Graham as well. Yeah, Graham, Sally. Yeah, got them all. Except for 2 very special people who really put all this together. We just sort of do the refinements. So I get up on stage to close it. But actually, the 2 people that really put this together is Claire Murray, who again is in the shadows, but of course Claire. Give us a wave, Claire. She's around. She's hiding now, isn't she? She's hiding. And Edward Pollock. Ed, just come up on stage. Big round of applause for your host tonight, Edward Pollock. Brilliant. And that's it. That concludes our 2022 Startup Showcase. Congratulations to all our winners. Thanks to you for giving up your time and joining us tonight. Thanks to everyone online who watched. And hopefully we'll see you again in 2023. Thanks to everybody and good night. Can I get the EIG team to the stage, please? Just for a quick photograph. EIG team to the stage. Yana. Sally, can I get you on the stage? Graham, if you're out there. Claire. Cheers, bud. Cheers, thanks for coming. I didn't miss anyone out, did I? Should we get all the winners as well? Huh? Claire Murray to the stage. Claire.